The vanishing long ago humans were everywhere in the galaxy. Their ships flew faster than light. Their colonies touched the stars. Their voice was strong in every council meeting. Then one day, they vanished. No messages. No distress calls. No survivors. Every human world went silent. Their massive cities were cold. Space stations floated empty. Their warships disappeared without a trace. The galaxy moved on. Centuries passed. New empires rose. Young alien races became powerful. Many believed humans had destroyed themselves in war. Some said they ran from something darker. Others called it a myth. But deep in the archives of the Zartex Union, a young alien named Talik was curious. He was a historian. He didn't believe in myths. He believed in facts. One night, while working alone, he found an old star map. It was marked with strange coordinates, outside known space. A name was written in human language, Arcline 0. Talik ran the data through a translator. The map blinked. His screen showed a warning in red text. Do not disturb. Property of humanity's final command. Talik's blood ran cold. He'd never seen anything like it. The date on the file was 500 years old. He reported it to the High Council. But the council laughed. Humans are gone, said one elder. Let their ghosts rest. But Talik couldn't stop thinking. He sent a probe to the coordinates. Weeks passed. Then he received a signal. It wasn't a message. It was a heartbeat. The probe had found something big. A structure, the size of a moon, floating in the dark. Black metal, covered in scars, and shaped like a blade. It was a human warship. Talik stared at the images. The ship looked asleep. No power, no lights. But his scanner showed a weak energy pulse, like something was dreaming. The council panicked. If it wakes up, it could be dangerous, one general said. Another added, what if there are more? They decided to send a full science fleet. Talik was forced to go with them. As they reached the dark zone, their sensors jammed. One by one, their systems glitched. Lights flickered, gravity shifted. Then a voice echoed through every ship, calm and cold. You are not authorized. Leave this place. It was in English, but everyone understood. Talik watched in horror as the giant ship began to move. Its lights turned on one by one. The ship's engines glowed. It didn't attack. It simply turned, facing them. Then more lights appeared in the void. Not one ship, hundreds. They had been sleeping, and now they were waking up. The alien fleet turned to escape, but it was too late. The human ships didn't fire weapons. They simply activated a field. Every alien ship stopped. Time slowed. The engines froze. Then came a second message. The Watchers have awakened. Humanity remembers. Talik's ship was the only one not frozen. His console showed an access code. Historian clearance approved. The warship pulled him closer, gently, not to attack, but to deliver a message. A hologram appeared on his ship. A human, tall, dressed in armor, eyes glowing faintly. He looked tired and angry. We left because your kind betrayed us, the man said. But we were patient, we watched, we rebuilt, and now we return. Talik trembled. Why come back now? The human smiled. Because the galaxy forgot us. But we did not forget the galaxy. With that, the human disappeared. The warships turned and flew silently into the stars. The frozen alien fleet powered down. Every ship was unharmed, except for their memories. They had seen the past, they had seen the future, and they were terrified. Talik returned to the Zartex Union, but no one believed him until the signals started. Across the galaxy, human warships began to appear ancient, powerful, silent. They didn't attack, they watched, but everyone knew humanity was back, and they were no longer interested in sharing. Awakening the giants, news of the human warships spread fast. At first, no one believed it. Governments said it was fake, propaganda, a trick by enemies. But then, more sightings came in. Hundreds of ships, moving in deep space, watching, scanning, never speaking. They were all the same. Giant, ancient, untouched by time, and all of them bore the same symbol, a silver eagle, wrapped in stars. Talek sat in his small quarters watching the footage over and over. He was still shaken from what he saw. The human's voice, the fleet's silence, the way time itself had frozen. It wasn't just technology. It felt like power beyond understanding. He knew this wasn't a return. It was a judgment. The Zartex Union called an emergency meeting. War generals, scientists, diplomats, all shouting, arguing. Should we prepare for war? Can we talk to them? Where did they come from? No one had answers. Until Talek stood and spoke. They never left, he said. They've been waiting in the dark, watching everything we do. A silence fell over the room. How do you know? A general asked. Talek raised a small device. A cube. It pulsed with soft blue light. They gave me this, he said. It holds their history and their warnings. He placed the cube on the table. It floated and projected images, planets burning, fleets falling, alien leaders surrendering. To human warriors, gasps filled the room. These aren't past battles, Talek said quietly. They're simulations of what will happen if we fight them again. Everyone now understood. The humans were not returning for peace talks. They were claiming what was once theirs. In deep space, one of the human warships, Titanus Prime, began to move toward a trade station near the core systems. Alien ships scrambled to respond. Fighters armed weapons, shields went up. But Titanus Prime didn't fire. Instead, it sent a message. This territory is now under human protection. Vacate immediately. The station refused. Seconds later, without a single shot fired, the station's entire power grid failed. Lights died, systems shut off. The alien crew floated helplessly as the warship passed silently by. It wasn't just technology. It was domination. More ships woke up. Some near dead worlds, others from beneath moons. One even rose from the oceans of a forgotten planet. Each one broadcast the same signal. The old order returns. Prepare for the reshaping. Panic spread. Civilizations that once ruled now trembled. The galaxy that forgot humanity was now realizing the truth. Humanity had evolved into something else. Not just survivors, masters. On the edge of the Orion Arm, a small group of alien explorers found something terrifying, an entire planet-sized ship hidden in a nebula. It had no name, no crew. Just one phrase carved in its hull. Last Judgment. No one dared scan it. No one got close. They just left and prayed it stayed asleep. Meanwhile, Talek was being followed. The Union didn't trust him. They thought he was a spy. But he knew something they didn't. He wasn't the only one the humans had contacted. Messages were being sent. Secret signals. To historians, scientists, even to alien rebels. The humans were choosing who would be allowed to survive the new era, and the rest, they would vanish, just like the humans once did. Echoes of command. The galaxy grew quieter with each passing day. It wasn't peace. It was fear. Human warships didn't need to fight. Their presence alone was enough. Cities surrendered without warning. Pirate fleets vanished. Powerful alien. Rulers went silent, hiding behind their planetary shields, but even in fear, some dared to ask questions. Where did these humans come from? Why now? Why are they choosing some of us? Talek was one of the chosen. The cube they gave him showed more each day. It didn't just display history, it taught. Human languages, battle strategies, ancient codes. It felt like something alive, guiding him. One night, while alone in his study, the cube activated itself. A figure appeared. Not a human, a hologram. An AI commander, one of the last from Earth's final war. Designation, Sentinel Echo. It said in a calm voice. You are now part of the Great Return. Your species will be tested. Talik's hands shook. Tested how? Loyalty, courage, memory. Images filled the room. Battles that never made it into any galactic records. Armies of humans wearing armor made from living metal. Ships burning through black holes. Planets terraformed in seconds. It wasn't war. It was rebirth, forced upon the galaxy. The humans had disappeared for 3,000 years. No one knew where. But now it was clear. They had never been gone. They had been preparing. And now, they were back to finish what they started. Across the stars, strange signals began to play. Old Earth languages, songs, military chants, even static. But experts found a pattern. Every message led to one location. The Ark Vault, a hidden planet-sized archive buried deep in dead space. It held the last records of human history, a fleet of explorers went there against warnings. They found ruins, machines that breathed, and one door, sealed in black alloy, unbreakable. The AI Echo's voice returned. Open the vault, and you open the truth. But the vault wasn't just locked. It was protected. As the explorers stood near it, a message appeared in the sky. One word. Unworthy. Moments later, their ships were torn apart by invisible force. No heat, no blast, just gone. That was the first real human attack, and it wasn't personal. It was a warning. The humans were not only claiming their place, they were judging those who dared to look too closely. Talik now understood the truth. The warships, the AIs, the hidden vaults, they weren't just weapons. They were echoes of command, old orders. Still active, still watching. And soon, those echoes would become a voice again, the voice of a returned empire. The empire speaks. For weeks, silence ruled the galaxy. Then, the message came. It wasn't broadcast on any known channel. It simply appeared in every ship, station, and city at once. Every screen, every terminal. Even old broken devices sparked to life. A human face appeared. Calm, still, unblinking. This is Command Prime. We are humanity. No one breathed. You forgot us. You erased our name from history. But history does not forget. The voice was male, deep, cold. It wasn't angry. It was worse than that. It was confident. We left this galaxy to heal, to rebuild what war had broken. Now we return, and we remember everything. Panic spread across systems. In the Council of 12, the Eldari ambassador fainted. On the trade moons of Vakar, merchants abandoned their posts. Even hardened mercenaries dropped their weapons, shaken by what they heard. You called us monsters. You feared what we could do. You had reason. But we offered peace. You answered with betrayal. The screen changed. Images flickered. War crimes from ancient times, genocides, bombings. Images of humans slaughtered while begging for peace, records that had been deleted, erased from every archive. This is not revenge, the voice said. This is balance. Across the stars, human ships began moving again, not attacking, positioning, forming lines, taking orbit around resource, planets, ancient ruins, and deep space gates, each move precise, purposeful. Command Prime spoke once more. To those who stood with us, you will rise. To those who hid truth, you will kneel. To those who drew blood, you will burn, and then silence. Except this time the silence didn't feel empty. It felt heavy, as if the whole galaxy was holding its breath. Talik stood in the observation tower of the orbital station. He watched as the stars seemed to shift. A new pattern was forming in the sky, ships arranging themselves into a symbol. The Ada symbol of old Earth. It was official. The humans weren't just returning, they were taking control, one system at a time. And this time, no one could stop them. Ashes of the old alliances. The stars were quiet. But the leaders of the galaxy were not. Panic meetings were held across every major world. Old enemies sat together for the first time in centuries. The Varn Dominion, the Saraxi clans, even the cold-blooded Kirith Hive. Everyone feared the same thing now. The return of humans. They remembered Earth's fall. They thought it was the end, but it wasn't. Now Earth had returned, not as a world, but as a force. An empire. Silent. Cold. Watching. And no one knew what they truly wanted. In the Council Hall of Sithra, the 12 great powers met in secret. Holograms of burning skies and shifting fleets hovered over the round table. Fear danced in every voice. "We must act," one shouted. "They haven't fired a shot yet," another argued. "What if this is only a warning?" But deep down, they all knew the truth. This wasn't a warning. It was a statement. The humans had waited, built, and returned, not for peace, but for order. Their order. One by one, the alliances began to break. Accusations flew, secrets spilled. Who betrayed the humans first? Who attacked their colonies? Who benefited from their exile? Old friends turned into enemies overnight. Worlds that once stood united against the unknown now turned their fleets on each other, afraid of being the first target of the new human empire. On the dark moon of Trask, a single ship landed, unmarked, silent. From it stepped one human envoy. No weapons, just words. He spoke to the Kirith, queen whose hive once enslaved human survivors. "You will surrender the names of those who hunted us, or your nests will fall," she hissed in reply, proud and defiant. "We are not afraid of ghosts." The envoy stared through her, cold, calm. "You should be." 2 hours later, her palace was ash. Her hive, gone. No weapons were seen, no army. Land had just vanished across the stars. Others got the message. The humans had returned. And this time, they were the storm. The human judgment, a black ship, hovered above the city of Keldra Prime. It didn't fire. It didn't speak. It simply waited. Below, citizens ran in fear. The Keldran Senate, once proud allies in the war against Earth, now sat in silence. Their greatest weapons were useless. Their defense grid failed without reason. And still the ship waited. Then, a voice echoed across the city, not from speakers but directly into every mind. "This world helped erase us. We remember." The sky darkened. No sun, no stars, just the looming shape of the ship. A single figure appeared in the Senate chamber, not a soldier, not a machine. A young human woman dressed in dark armor, her eyes glowing faintly blue. She carried no weapon. Her voice was soft, but the entire galaxy heard it. "We offer judgment, not revenge. You may speak in your defense." The senators trembled. One stood. "We did what we had to. Your kind was dangerous." The human's gaze silenced him. "You lied. You feared what we could become. So you tried to end us. We were children. You made us monsters." One senator dropped to his knees. "Please, we were only following the alliance. And now you will follow the truth." In that moment, the city of Keldra was spared. No ships destroyed, no deaths, but every leader was taken, vanished, replaced by human envoys. The new rule was clear. Human law above all. Across the galaxy, a pattern formed. Planets that cooperated were spared. Some even began to flourish again. Faster technology, better health, peace after centuries of war. But those who resisted? Silence. Gone. No warnings, no wars. Just judgment. And still, no one knew the full strength of the human empire. They hadn't revealed their main fleet. They hadn't revealed their core world. They hadn't even revealed their true goal. They were just watching and waiting. The throne in the stars, in the heart of the galaxy, there was a place once thought unreachable. A dark system. No light. No life. Just silence. But now, it burned with power. The stars bent around it. Space rippled. And in its center floated something impossible, the human throne world. A planet made of metal cloaked in gravity shields, guarded by fleets no scanner could identify. Thousands of ships surrounded it, not in defense but in formation, as if waiting for a single command. For the first time in centuries, the galaxy saw the true heart of Earth's empire. But this wasn't Earth anymore. It was something greater, stronger. Symbol of survival turned into dominion. Aboard the throne ship, a council gathered, not of humans, but of species once loyal to humanity. Survivors, saved worlds, lost allies, even old enemies who had surrendered. At the center sat one human. They had no crown, no weapon, just presence. They were the voice of humanity. And when they spoke, the galaxy trembled. You forgot us. You erased us. But we remembered everything. We waited. We grew. Not for war, but for control. For peace. True peace. One law. One order. One empire. There was no cheering. No battles. Only acceptance. Because now the galaxy needed order, and humans would give it. Under their rule, piracy vanished. Warlords fell. Dying worlds were reborn. Trade flowed like blood through new veins of power. But the cost? Freedom. The galaxy was no longer wild. It now belonged to humanity. And in the black sky above every capital world, one message remained etched into starlight. We were forgotten, but now we are forever.